Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to this channel, please do so. I want you to ring that notification bell. That way, when I drop a video, you'll be notified. Just recently, I had one of my old clients, come to me and tell me that she just purchased a vehicle. She makes roughly $60,000 per year. And she was telling me that her monthly payment is $1,000. And I was trying to explain to her how this $1,000 payment was affecting the rest of her finances. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about my opinion when purchasing a vehicle. There's so many different rules out there when you're trying to purchase a vehicle. You have Dave Ramsey. He tells you that your vehicle should never be more than 50% of your gross. There's another rule called the 2410, where you put down 20% of the purchase price of the vehicle. It should never be financed more than 4 years, and it should never be more than 10% of your monthly net income. My rules are a little bit different, but I want to talk to you guys about some of the things that I do when I try to purchase a vehicle. When I purchase vehicles, I know pretty much what I'm going to purchase is a Chevy Tahoe. What I want you guys to start doing is, before you even go on the lot, you should be doing research, going online and looking at the type of vehicle that you want to purchase. Do research on it. Pull up Blue Book values, pull up retail values, and understand before you even go to a lot what type of vehicle that you're looking for. The last thing you want to do when you go on a lot is you start walking the lot and go, oh, I like this vehicle, I like that vehicle. You should go to lots where they have the particular vehicle that you're looking for. When I purchased my Chevy Tahoe, I already seen and I knew exactly the type of cars that I was looking for. So I would show up to a lot because they would post it online saying that this type of vehicle is on our lot. I would go look at it. If it's exactly the way that I like it, then I'll start negotiating price and all this other stuff. But before you even go to the lot, you should have an idea of the type of vehicle that you're looking for. So how do you find out what type of vehicle that you can afford? Now, there's several different rules out there. Okay, you could use those rules, but I want to tell you what I use personally. We're going to use a $50,000 income. I just want to use a $50,000 gross income. That's not what I make, but I want you guys to get an idea of how to go about structuring your finances when purchasing a vehicle. If you make $50,000, the gross vehicle that you should be able to purchase, the gross amount should be no more than 36% of your gross income. So if you make $50,000, you should never purchase a vehicle over 36%, which is $18,000. This $18,000 is the gross amount. Understand, when you're purchasing a vehicle, at the very end, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to sell you gap insurance. They're going to try to sell you clear coat. They're going to try to sell you details, oil change. They're going to try and sell you warranties, everything that they can sell you, they're going to try to sell you. But you should know that $18,000 is the gross amount that you can make when you're trying to purchase a vehicle. That $18,000, what type of monthly payment is that going to be? Now, I use a rule of 2%. And if you have good credit, chances are you're going to be lower than the amount that I'm coming up with. You may be right around a little bit over, a little bit under. But if you have good credit, to find out the monthly amount, take the gross amount of the vehicle and times it by 0.02 on a calculator. 2% of $18,000 is $360 a month. That's about what you're going to pay for an $18,000 vehicle. You should, if you're making $50,000, your monthly payment should never go over $360. That's what you should be looking for. So when you guys are looking to purchase a vehicle, the 36% rule should be the first rule that you look at, 36% of your gross income. And the second thing is a 2%. What is that payment going to be like? And you can play with the numbers, but you get an idea of what you want to purchase when you're purchasing a vehicle. And that's when you can start structuring. Now, if you know you can only afford, you make $50,000 and using the 36% rule, that you can only afford $18,000. Now you got an idea of what type of vehicles you should be looking for. Before you even go to a dealership, you have already a game plan of the type of vehicles that you're looking for. So now you can start looking at what vehicles fall in that $18,000 range, because that $18,000 is going to be $360 a month. I can afford that and not have that monthly payment affect all my other finances. That's the one thing that I see far too often when I talk to people about their personal finances, is that they'll look at, oh, a $500 car note. I can afford that $500 car note on $50,000 because I make X per month. Well, just understand, if you can afford that $50,000 car note or that $500 car note, yes, but it's going to start taking away other things that you really need to be doing with your money, like life insurance, health insurance, whether it's a HSA, if you got a high deductible plan, health insurance plan, and you want to take care of your deductible. If you have too much car, then you're going to take away from all the other things that you need to be purchasing when you're looking for a car. There's some other things that I want you guys to think about. Now, when you walk onto a lot, you should already have your financing in place. Far too often, you walk on a lot and the salesman, you found the vehicle that you're looking for. The salesman runs your credit through 50 different banks. Now you got 50 hard inquiries on your credit report. It's probably more like 15 to 30 hard inquiries that you're going to have on your credit report. But now you have these hard inquiries. But what I want you to understand is, just because you walked on a lot and you got financing, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the cheapest financing that you can get. What that means is, that's the financing they chose to give you. You don't know what you got approved for. You could have had 5 different lenders that were willing to work with you. One was at 5%, another one was at 7%, and another one was at 10%. They might sell you that 10% loan and not even show you the 5% because they're going to make the most on the financing, on that 10% financing. And that's something that I want you guys to understand, that these dealerships, when you walk onto these lots, they're making money off of the financing. So when you walk on a lot and you already go to a credit union and you get your financing, don't think just because you got a check from your credit union that you could walk on a lot and that's going to give you a better negotiating stance or position when dealing with a salesman. If you tell them that you're willing, or you let them believe that you're willing to finance the car, there's a better chance that you're going to get a better price by letting them believe that you're willing to finance. Now, we could talk about financing. There's several different ways that you could go about letting them believe that you're going to go through financing. Heck, you could even go through financing, and as long as you let them know, or not let them know, but as long as you look through your contract and there's no early payoff fee, no early payoff penalty, you could finance it, and before it even gets to your credit report, you could pay it off in full, knowing that you already have a check from your credit union. So what you don't want to do is put yourself in a position to where you're going through financing through a dealership. That's probably one of the worst things that you can do when you're trying to finance a vehicle, is finance a vehicle through a dealership. Get your financing before you even walk on a dealership, and you should already know the type of vehicle that you're trying to get. So when you start getting your financing, you have an idea already, because every institution have different rules when they're trying to finance a vehicle. Now, I believe Navy Federal Credit Union, the vehicle can only be so many miles, and the vehicle can only be so old. So you should already know, okay, I'm looking for this type of vehicle around this many miles and around this, this many years old. So have your game plan before you even get to the dealership. And if you just do these things, these few steps, it's going to help you so much when you're trying to purchase a vehicle. Now, if you are going to finance through a dealership, they're going to play this game with you called the 4 square rule. So they're going to draw the four squares. Everybody's probably seen this, the four square rule, or the four squares for every salesman. Every dealership pretty much uses this old sales trick where in the top left corner, you have the type of vehicle that you're going to trade in. If you have a vehicle that you're going to trade in, they're going to kick the tires. They're going to devalue your vehicle to the point where you could probably sell your vehicle more on Craigslist or something like that, or better than what they're going to give you for the vehicle. So let's say your vehicle's worth $10,000. Chances are they're going to tell you your vehicle's only worth $5,000. Okay. And then in the top right corner, what they're going to do is put down the price of the vehicle. Now, let's say you're looking at a car and you've seen a car on their lot and it's $20,000. Okay. So they're going to write the $20,000. Now, these two things, they're never going to negotiate. Okay. Your $5,000 that they're willing to give you for your car and the price of the vehicle, chances are they're not going to negotiate these two things. The next two things are the things that they're going to want to negotiate. And what that's going to be is your down payment, how much you're willing to put down. Now, a lot of us don't have a lot of money to put down on a vehicle. So what they're going to use, they're going to use that against you, that you don't have a lot to put down on the vehicle. And the very last square is where most people make the mistake, is they tell them the amount of money that they're willing to spend on a monthly basis to get their vehicle. And if you tell a dealership what your monthly payment is, they can kind of finagle the numbers to make sure that you have it within your realm. But what they're going to do is they're going to take that price, and whether they finance it over 5 years, 10 years, they'll do whatever they possibly can to get you into that vehicle at that monthly price. So just understand that when you're trying to use these tactics, as far as when you walk into a dealership and you use their financing, they're going to use these tricks against you. And as long as you know and you're aware of this game that they're going to play with you, then there's a really good chance that you can defeat them at their own game. So what you want to do is you want to know the type of vehicle that you're going to get. You got it. You got your financing together. You know their four square rule game that they're going to play. So if you're going to act like you're getting financing, you may have to go through this game that they're playing. And what you want to do is make sure that if you do sign any contract, there's no early payoff fees. There's no any extra fees that you're going to get if you pay this loan off early. Now, if you can, what you want to do is you want to pay that vehicle off before you even let it hit your credit report. You do not want this vehicle on your credit report, because there's a really good chance once you get it on your credit report, pay it off, it's going to affect your credit score. So these are some strategies that you guys can use when you're trying to purchase your vehicle. First thing you want to know is what type of vehicle that you're getting, what type amount of money that you can spend on your vehicle, the 36% rule. If you make $50,000, you should not be spending more than $18,000 on a vehicle. And then you take that $18,000 times that by 0.02, that's going to give you your monthly payment, roughly about $360. I know some of you guys got really good credit, so your payment is going to be less than, your monthly payment is going to be less than that. Some of you have worse credit, so your payment might be, you might have to do that by 0.03 or 0.04 and get the right number, right? But in rule, that's what I try to use. And if it's over that amount, that $360, or if it's more than $18,000 on a $50,000 income, it's a no-go. You shouldn't be spending more than that. You don't need more than that. You should be fine to get the vehicle that you want with the $18,000 on a $50,000 income. Do not go over these numbers. Make sure that you guys are staying within these parameters. And when you walk on a dealership, there's a really good chance that you're going to be able to defeat these dealers at their own game. All right. You guys stay blessed. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.